Now more than ever, Chinese suppliers and manufacturers and sellers are dominating the markets on Amazon. And with the price advantage that they have, what can you do to compete with them? Hey, what's going on, guys? Yaniv here. And if you don't know me or what we do here on the channel, basically we put out course level information for absolutely free for those of you who don't have enough money for an Amazon FBA program or just not ready to invest in one right now. And in this video, I want to give you guys my opinions on this new influx of Chinese sellers over the past couple of years, how they're affecting markets, and what we can do as sellers to prevent them from taking over your market and your livelihood, especially if you're looking to start a business right now, or if you're trying to grow and scale one, or maybe you're just trying to keep in front of the game. So let's talk about how this whole thing started. Essentially what happened was these Chinese suppliers were at first super happy with the arrangement that they had. They realized that, hey, we don't really need to do anything. And as Amazon grows, there's getting more and more people who are buying our products. We're selling to them, they're the distributors, and then they're selling on Amazon direct to the consumers. And a lot of suppliers were happy with that. They were happy realizing, hey, we don't really take on too much risk. We sell the products right away, and we don't really have to worry about anything after that. Where the problem arose, though, is once they started to realize that these Amazon sellers are making some serious money. And if you don't already know, these Chinese sellers don't have much of a markup. They don't make nearly as much as we do. And when they started seeing that the products that they're selling to these sellers are being marked up by 50 or 100%, and they started to realize how much money these sellers were actually making because they were the ones who were selling the products to them, and they saw what they were reselling at. They started to get maybe a little bit greedy would be the good way to put it. And they started seeing that, we can do the exact same thing that these sellers are doing, but we can completely cut out the distributor and just sell the product straight to the consumer. Now, this isn't something that could be done in China before. There was too many distribution networks. There were too many places that customers were going to. They couldn't just sell on every single marketplace. But now that Amazon has kind of centralized, especially all over the US, everyone shops on Amazon. Everyone buys everything on Amazon. They started to realize that there's only one main distribution that they need to control, and it's Amazon. And once they realized that, they started to do everything in their power to actually take over those markets. And it didn't really help when you started to notice that Amazon was themselves helping these Chinese sellers and these suppliers, allowing them to go straight from China to consumer, because what they realized was that in 2014, 15, 16, 17, people were really not providing much value. Distributors, I'm talking about the middlemen, the people like us who are buying from China, selling on Amazon, weren't really providing much value for the most part. Truthfully, I'd say 99% of people just buy from China and then sell it a Me Too product or the exact same thing on Amazon. And like I said, don't provide much value, but increase the price by 50 or 100%. So from the eyes of Amazon, from the eyes of Jeff Bezos himself, he realized, why would I want a customer to spend 50 to 100% more for literally no value other than bringing it to the US and putting it on Amazon, when you can teach the Chinese sellers to do that same process themselves, be the third-party sellers, and literally sell straight to consumer at 50 to 100%, less minus that markup for, the sellers. One thing to remember, for good or for bad, Amazon only cares about the results to the customer. Is the customer getting a better deal? If so, that's what they're going to focus on. And in this case, for people who were just repackaging products and selling them on Amazon, yeah, they were getting a better deal. They were spending less and they were getting the exact same quality, because in most parts, FBA sellers did not do anything differently than anyone else. So what's my opinion on this? And then also, what can you do if you're looking to start off now? Or like I said, if you're already selling, or if you're trying to protect what you have and grow, what do you do in this situation? And how can you compete with these Chinese sellers and this influx? Because guess what? This isn't going to change anytime soon. If anything, there's going to be more and more of these problems that are going to be arising, especially if you keep doing the same mistakes you've always been doing. So let's get into exactly what to do if you want to compete. At the end of the day, Chinese sellers are not native speakers. They don't really care about branding. They don't really care about how the product, is packaged or how it looks or the perceived value of anything. They want to do as little work as possible. Now, there are going to be some suppliers that are, next level suppliers who are going to put that effort in, who are going to hire third-party firms and branding firms to help them do that. In that case, it will be very, very difficult. But for the most part, 99% of them will not be doing that. So branding is the key and is the answer to all of this situation. And you know what? You've probably heard that before, but what exactly do people mean when they say branding? And because if I tell you, hey, just go out and brand your product, that doesn't just mean go stick a logo on a product, put some nice packaging on it and say, hey, we're good. Because truthfully, that's not gonna do much. Let me explain to you what I mean by branding, and hopefully it really does help you out going into the future. Now, let me explain it this way. If you're gonna sell something like shampoo, think about that product. There's really nothing special. I mean, I'm sure there's different ingredients in different shampoos, and that's great and that's awesome. But shampoo is just a commodity like anything else. The truth is there's regular shampoo, but then there's also stuff like anti-frizz shampoo, curly hair shampoo, there's straight hair shampoo, there is, what else did I write down here? 2-in-1 shampoos and conditioners, shampoo for men, shampoo for women, and you can probably think of so many different types of shampoos in different niches and targeted to different customers. Basically what I mean is that if you try to sell shampoo, just shampoo, a generic shampoo, you will never make it on Amazon anymore. Maybe that worked in 2014. You could sell some crap on Amazon. You could sell toilet paper from China. But nowadays, that's never gonna work. You have to start niching down. You have to start branding and speaking directly to the customers that you're trying to sell. Now, this means understanding your markets more, which also means you can't just throw together products and sell them on Amazon with absolutely no market research, no understanding of your customer, no real care of whether your product is good or not. Because like I said, that is the way of the past. If you continue to try to do that now, you will undoubtedly fail, lose a ton of money. And if you are thinking about doing that, or you're just thinking about getting rich quick or making some money right away, that's the completely wrong way to go about it. I can save you a ton of money. Just do not sell on Amazon if that's your plan. So essentially, the Chinese suppliers are not doing that. They're gonna come in with a generic shampoo product, following our same example we were talking about, and they'll sell it for 10 bucks. That's totally fine. But you cannot sell it at $15 selling the exact same thing. So what you have to come in and you have to say, I'm selling shampoo for curly hair, or shampoo for straight hair, or anti-frizz, or whatever the case may be, understanding your customers and directly marketing to them, creating a brand of similar products in the niche, because that way you are not competing on price. You're competing on a completely different playing field. The riches are in the niches. And when you can niche down and speak directly to the right customers, they won't care that it's $5 more, because they want it because their hair is curly. They don't want regular shampoo. They want curly hair shampoo. Now, hopefully that makes sense. If it did, leave a comment down below, or if it didn't, leave a comment down below. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll do my best to answer this, because I know it's a hard concept to grasp, but truly it's probably the most important thing that you're gonna need to know going into 2021, or rather into 2022 and beyond. Number 2, you cannot sell the same thing as anybody else on Amazon. There's a lot of Me Too things that kind of bleeds in from the last topic we were talking about, but the more you care about a product, the more you'll make. You must provide true value from your product, because if you look at your product and you're thinking about selling something, and there's a whole sea of other products, and you can see this all the time. You type in literally anything on Amazon, there's a whole pages on pages on pages of nearly the same thing as everybody else. And the sad reality is there's not just that one page, there's like 10 pages of the exact same thing. And if you're stuck on page 2, 3, 5, 10, even at the bottom of page 1, you most likely are never gonna make any money. So how are you gonna stand out from the competition, especially when everybody else is also thinking about how to stand out from the rest of the competition? And this is where the whole caring about your market, caring about your customer, caring about your product being the best on the market will actually help you. Because like I said, if you're just looking to make some money, there's gonna be somebody out there who's looking and willing to put the effort in to actually help someone first before they receive money. In this world, you gotta realize that if you seek out to make as much money as possible, you're probably not gonna make it. But if you go seek out on how to help as many people as possible, how to help your customers with their needs and desires, that's when you yourself are gonna get rewarded and compensated in full for that. Solve problems for your customers. Don't look for the easiest and fastest way to get the highest profit margins. I can't go into too much detail on the whole differentiation thing and how to be better than the rest of your competition, because that requires a whole video in itself to dive deep into that. If you wanna see my opinions on that whole thing and how to go ahead about that in the best way possible, leave a comment down below. Let's get to 75 likes also. That way I'll know that you guys want to see that, and so I'll put that out ASAP. Number 3, you need to have a business mindset. What I mean by that is you need to understand that if your goal is just to sell on Amazon and stay on Amazon forever, you're probably not going to see much success. Nowadays, the brands that are really standing out and that are really growing are the ones who are expanding and reinvesting everything into their business, but also expanding off of Amazon into their own platforms, their own websites, their own organic traffic, their own paid traffic sources. And if you aren't ready or aren't sure about how to do that, you must first obviously start on Amazon, but after that quickly grow off Amazon to really build that audience and that connection with your customers. Amazon hides everything from you. They hide your customer details. They hide their names, their emails. Everything that they have about them is hidden. So you can never really retarget them, work with them again, have repeat customers, because at the end of the day, they're not your customers, they're Amazon's customers. And what's really hard to do is actually grow a business without having repeat customers. Repeat customers can, in some cases be over 50% of your recurring business if you have the right email sequences and the right outreach, the right, communication pathways with your customers. And that's what's really going to allow you to have a much higher ROI on your whole brand and business, and then also be able to scale a lot faster than people who are just relying on sales on Amazon. And you can see that point being proven by, if you've ever run PPC, you're always looking for new customers, and that's why PPC is so freaking expensive, is because you're always trying to buy new customers. If those were retargeted, like a retargeted audience from people who went on your website or something like that, or went on your listing on Amazon, if that was possible, it would be 5 times, if not 10 times cheaper to get those customers to actually buy from you. And that's why PPC is so expensive, is because you're only advertising to people who've never heard about your product or your brand. That's also why if there's a huge brand in your space or in the niche selling, their PPC costs are probably a lot less than yours, because people have brand recognition with them from maybe off the platform, from their own stores, their own ads, right? And so they're always going to win on PPC because they have that brand recognition. Me predicting the future, one of the biggest ways to grow on Amazon, especially with this influx of Chinese sellers, is to be able to grow off platform as well. These Chinese sellers aren't going to be creating websites and running traffic and doing Facebook ads and all that stuff to their website. They're looking for the easiest possible way to make money, which is just undercutting the whole market and selling for the cheapest price. Now, there will always be room for people like that. There will always be room for people who, or customers who just want the cheapest price and will just go there no matter what the ratings are and just buy the cheapest price and the best deal. But those aren't high quality customers. Those aren't the customers that you want to deal with. You want to deal with customers that, one, like I said, are going to be returning customers that are going to have a high order value, which, if you're going after customers who have the cheapest, price in mind, they're never going to have a high order value. And also, they're usually the hardest to please. People who are bargain hunters are notoriously hard to please and give out bad reviews. So if you want someone, a high quality customer, you're going to need to grow off platform and have a little bit of a higher price based on value that you can provide that the Chinese suppliers cannot or will not, because they don't care to. Now, if you made it this far, another super important thing is the fact that if you're going at this alone without a program or a mentor, you're more than likely going to fail. Now, that's not to say that people aren't going to succeed if they don't have one. I've seen a lot of people who did, but I've seen a lot of people who did not that I've seen who did. So if you're going into this space, especially if you're just starting off, or if you have 1 or 2 products that might not be selling too well, you need to have a program that teaches you the right things. And then also you need to have a mentor who can help you. And in this case, if you check the first link in the description, my Ecom Limitless program is open right now, and it comes with my unlimited one-on-one mentorship, which means you'll be able to work with myself, talk with me, work with me, choose products, validate your markets, and pick differentiations. I mean, we can literally go back and forth on everything. It's like having, it's like unfair advantage, having me in your back pocket to basically walk you through this whole process. And I've done this with tons of students in the past. So if you do want to check out some of those results that we've had, some of those stories, again, check the first link in the description. And right now it comes with my unlimited one-on-one mentorship. If you do want to compete with these Chinese sellers and take your business to that next level, make sure to check it out. Trust me, you will not regret it. Thank you guys for watching though. I always appreciate that. And I'll see you guys in the next one.